It's funny how something designed to connect us can sometimes leave us feeling more disconnected than ever. It started innocently enough. A quick scroll here, a double tap there, but soon I found myself drowning in a sea of perfectly curated content, feeling more stuck and unsure about my own ideas than ever before. At first, it seemed harmless. I would spend a few minutes scrolling through Instagram or Twitter just to see what my friends were up to. But those few minutes turned into hours, and before I knew it, I spent more time consuming other people's content than creating my own. Social media also has a way of overwhelming us with information. There's so much noise vying for our attention that it can be difficult to focus on our own thoughts and ideas. I found myself consistently distracted, unable to concentrate on any one thing for long enough to see it through to completion. But the worst part is that social media numbed my creativity without me even realizing it. Instead of actively engaging with the world around me, I was passively consuming content, allowing others to dictate what I should think, feel, and create. There's been times when I've sat down to create content only to find myself staring blankly at a blank screen, my mind empty of any original ideas. It took me a long time to realize that social media stifled my creativity. But once I did, I made a conscious effort to disconnect and reclaim my creative spark. I started spending more time in nature. Nature has this way of grounding me, reminding me of what's truly important in life. I also started to learn a new hobby and experiment with different art forms without worrying about how they would be received online. And journaling has become a lifeline, a safe space where I can pour out my thoughts and emotions without fear of judgment. But perhaps the most important lesson I've learned is that creativity isn't always about producing polished, shareable content. It's about embracing the messy, imperfect process of creation and allowing myself the freedom to experiment and make mistakes. I've also learned that creativity isn't about perfection. It's about authenticity. Creativity isn't about comparing myself to others. It's about finding inspiration in the everyday moments and making them my own. So now, I make it a point to seek out little pockets of inspiration wherever I go. Whether it's a walk in the park, reading a book, or even just a quiet moment of reflection, I find that creativity flows when I give it space to breathe. As I continued to distance myself from the constant barrage of social media, I began to notice a shift in my mindset. I no longer felt the need to seek validation from likes and comments. Instead, I found validation in the joy of creating simply for the sake of creating. I started to share my work with others, not for the approval of strangers on the internet, but because I genuinely wanted to connect with people who appreciated my artistry. And now, instead of feeling trapped by the limitations of social media, I feel liberated by the endless possibilities of my own imagination. I've discovered that true creativity knows no bounds. It's a limitless wellspring of inspiration that resides within each and every one of us. So, to ensure that social media doesn't dictate the value of your creativity, embrace your unique voice. Remember that your creativity is inherently valuable because it comes from within you. Embrace your unique perspectives, ideas, and talents, don't measure your worth based on likes or follows. Seek validation internally. Instead of seeking validation from social media metrics, focus on how your creative pursuits make you feel. Find fulfillment in the process of creation itself, rather than external recognition. Curate your online environment. Be mindful of the content you consume on social media. Unfollow accounts that trigger comparison or self-doubt, and curate your feed to include content that inspires and uplifts you. Set boundaries. Establish healthy boundaries around your social media usage to prevent it from negatively impacting your self-esteem and creativity. Limit your screen time, schedule designated social media breaks, and prioritize real-life experiences. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself and recognize that it's natural to feel vulnerable when sharing your creative work online. Remind yourself that your worth is not determined by external validation. Focus on growth, not perfection. Shift your mindset from seeking perfection to embracing growth and learning. View mistakes and setbacks as opportunities for growth and improvement, rather than failures. Connect with like-minded individuals. Surround yourself with a supportive community or fellow creators who understand and appreciate the value of your work. Seek out constructive feedback and encouragement from those who share your passion. Set meaningful goals. Define what success means to you on your creative journey and set meaningful goals that align with your values and aspirations. Focus on the progress and personal growth rather than external benchmarks of success. Celebrate your achievements. Take time to celebrate your creative achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Acknowledge your progress and accomplishments and celebrate your unique contributions to the world. Above all, stay true to yourself and your creative vision. Trust your instincts, follow your passions, and create from a place of authenticity. Your creativity is a reflection of who you are, and it holds value simply because it is uniquely yours. So here's my takeaway message. Don't let social media dictate the value of your creativity. Embrace the journey. Trust in your abilities, and let your unique voice shine bright. The world is waiting for the magic that only you can create.